ladies and gentlemen who are present in this August gathering, the opinion makers of our country and people who keep our economy running, I pay my respectful vanakkam to you all, my namaste to you all. It's not a very ordinary meeting. The Chief Commissioner of Income Tax for the Chennai Zone, Dr. Sudhakar Rao sir, is here personally. And busy people on New Year's Eve, you all have chosen at 4 o'clock to come here, assemble. Listen to the two experts who will be speaking after the inauguration ceremony, and also to the President of Institute of Company Secretary of India, C.S. Narasimhan sir, who just finished his presidential address. And also to all the eminent dignitaries who are sitting in the stage and off the stage. Pradeep B. Kulkarni sir, Chairman for the Southern Region of ICSI. Mohan Kumar sir, Program Director and Council Member ICSI. And all the other important dignitaries. Though I am not telling you by name, but you are very important for all of us, for this country, because you make sure the economy is growing. You guide the corporate sector in the right path. You keep the taxes flowing. And more importantly, because of the taxes that is collected, a country can govern itself. So that as a common man, it is my duty to thank you all for the service you are doing for this great country. And more importantly, the Institute of Company Secretaries of India doesn't need any introduction for itself. Close to 75,000 members and 250,000 students who are part of ICSI is just not an ordinary body. Right from the Honorable Prime Minister to the Honorable Finance Minister, everybody have graced your function at different occasions. But today, the National Tax Conference, the inaugural session that is happening in Chennai on January 2nd, 2025, is slightly more special. It's more special because the whole of country is eagerly were anticipating and waiting. Anna, thank you, Anna. Thanks, Anna. Super. The whole of our country is eagerly waiting in anticipation of the new direct tax code, DTC 2025, which we are expecting on February 1, 2025, the Honorable Finance Minister will present to the nation. This is a promise the current government, Honorable Finance Minister, has kept during the last budget. Based on that, the Central Board of Direct Taxes has constituted a committee, and the committee has also asked for suggestions from the common public how they should go forward. So every public, whatever class they belong to, everybody is eagerly waiting in anticipation. The middle class, we all know, is shouldering a huge burden, is shouldering a lot of responsibility for our nation's growth. If you look at the last 10 years, the Chief Commissioners have mentioned it, but still I'm reinforcing it more. If you look at the last 10 years, the kind of direct tax growth that has happened in our country. 2014-15, it was at 6,95,792 crore direct tax collection. For just concluded last year, 2023-2024, the direct tax collection stands at 19,60,000 crore. If you look at 10 years alone, from 6,95,000 crore to 19,60,000 crore, we have jumped. Just not an ordinary thing. If you look at the last 24 years, if somebody takes 2000 and 2001 as a base year, 2001, the direct tax collection was standing at 68,305 crore. And now it is at 19,60,000 crore. It is not 100%, 200% jump. In 24 years, the direct tax collection has jumped by 2,782%. I don't think any other country in the world would have seen this kind of a quantum jump. And because of this, the growth possibility is happening. Because of the tax that is being collected, the tax base that is getting broadened. We are looking at Vikshit Bharat. We are very confident by 2047, India will be in the top league of nations. Probably will hit $55 trillion as our GDP, just because the tax is broadened. At the same time, we have the usual concerns. If you look at the number of taxpayers who are part of the tax net, in 2014-15, it was at 5.7 crore. In 2023-24, it is at 10.4 crore. But the number of ITR being filed at 7 crore. So at one end, it is increasing, the tax base is broadening. And the current government, headed by our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi, is very clear. They are not inventing new ways of taxing people. They are very clear as the economy is progressing, economy is broadening. More people start earning more, they start contributing more to the nation's progress. This is a very clear sign from about approximately 5.7 crore in 2014 to about 10.4 crore. Literally, the number of people who are paying taxes doubled in our country in the last 10 years. This is also not a very ordinary sign. It only shows the economy is healthy. It only shows company secretaries who are assembled here, all the eminent people, you're guiding the companies in the right way, being the key managerial personnel in a company's growth. whereby more people are contributing to the nation's growth. It was always not this case, sir. It was always not like this. I'm aware the chief commissioner is here. I'm not getting into any political statement, but still I'm putting certain facts in front of you. February 28, 1970, it's a red letter day. That's a Saturday. The whole country was eagerly anticipating because Madam Indira Gandhi was presenting the country's budget. That is special for all of us because for a first time, the Nari Shakti, woman, our mother, our sister, is presenting our free country's finance budget, a woman, February 28, 1970. As usual, the parliament was in a problem. MPs were absent. A lot of disputes were happening. The budget that particular year was being presented at night 10 p.m. So when Madam Indira Gandhi started presenting the budget, I'm sure you must be aware. So Madam started the finance bill, the income tax proposal. She said anybody in the income tax bracket of 5,000 rupee to 10,000 rupee would be in the 10% category. The whole country was watching. Then slowly, when she completed her speech, first time in a free country, independent country, we saw the number of tax slabs were at 11. Not 1, not 2, not 3. On February 28, 1970 budget, the number of tax slabs were at 11. And the final slab which said, if anybody is earning more than 2 lakh rupee, here is income tax, which is a taxable income, they will be paying an income tax including surcharge of 93.5%. I was telling my wife the other day, we were watching Lucky Bhaskar movie. And luckily, Lucky Bhaskar was born in 1990, so he has to pay less tax. If Lucky Bhaskar was born in 1970, and it's a small town boy, a banker who came into stock market, who earned about 100 crore. If Lucky Bhaskar was alive during Madam Indira Gandhi's time, he would have paid 93.5 crore tax on the 100 crore years earned. It did not stop there. The country did not stop there. I'm just putting things in perspective, how we were and where we are now. Because there was a time in our country where we felt the rich people have to be taxed more. You have to squeeze them more because the rich people invariably will find a way to hide their money. That is why the accountants are for. That is why the cost accountants are for. That is why the company secretaries were for. Old India had that particular thought. We didn't like people who had more money. We always thought, oh, they have earned more money simply because they are not paying tax. In 1971, the Direct Tax Inquiry Committee, headed by Justice K.N. Vanchu, sir, he presented his report. They were analyzing why Indians are paying less tax, why tax evasion is a problem. And in his report, he has clearly mentioned the high rate of taxation is the principal reason. High rate of taxation is the principal reason for our country people to pay less taxation. Added to it, the license charge that was prevalent. The government at that point of time refused to learn its lesson. Again, if you look at the budget of 1973-74, they increased the surcharge further. In 1970, the highest income tax slab was at 93.5. In 1973-74 finance bill, if you look at the highest income tax slab, it was at 97.5. If Lucky Bhaskar was born in 1973-74 and 100 crore, he would have paid 97 crore and 50 lakh as a tax, and he would have left 2 crore and 50 lakh in his pocket. So from there to now, a massive transition has happened. Without a doubt, we have transitioned as a country. And without a doubt, the country respects people who earn money. Without a doubt, the country admires people who earn money in the legal possible way. That is why the Direct Tax Code of 2025 is very, very important for everybody. If you look at the different reforms that has happened at different points of time, 1991, the Tax Reform Committee, it shortened the tax bracket to 3, which was at 20%, 30% and 40%. The further reduction came in 1997, 1998, where the 3 tax were brought down to 10, 20 and 30%. Right now we have an income tax up to 2.5 lakhs, it is 0, and above 15 lakh, it is 30%. So 100% the country is moving, the country is progressing. And that is where I personally believe the eminent people who are sitting in this August gathering and your role in the next 23 years, because the Prime Minister has kept a target 2047 as the year by which we should leapfrog into the big economy. And this is not going to happen by joke, sir. We are at about 4 trillion now. The Prime Minister's envision, we ought to be the number 1 economy in the world by 2047, which is $55 trillion. And anybody having a basic calculator, if you do a calculation, you got to grow at a compounded annual growth rate of 13.68% starting from now. Every single year you grow at 13.68%, so that at 2047 you hit 55 trillion. This is like India has to play 23 one-day matches. And every single one-day match, India has to hit 400. It is equal to that. Every single one-day match starting from today, continuous 23 matches, continuous 400 runs. But we all know Not every day is Virat Kohli's day, not every day is Rohit Sharma day, not every day is Bumrah's day, not every day is Ashwin's day. It is that kind of a target our country has set for itself. 2047 will be somewhere there. No country, be it the Roman Empire, be it any major civilizational growth story, has seen this kind of a growth in a 23-year period. Even the great China from 1980 to 2000, it had a compounded annual growth rate of somewhere around 8.4%. We are looking at 13.68% for the next 23 years. That is where I personally believe, sir was making a mention that 57 million in the Udayam portal, the SME sector. If you look at Coimbatore district alone, it has got 2.14 lakh MSME in Udayam portal. So all are growth engines, all MSME, especially in Tamil Nadu, everywhere there is a growth engine. And these guys have to become mid-level companies have to become big-level companies, big companies have to get into the next growth zone. Only then this 13.68% is possible. That is why I completely endorse your proposal, sir, because it is there for a long time. In 2012, the Standing Committee of Finance in the Government of India Parliament, they have clearly mentioned, they have supported your stance that company secretaryship, CA, should also be given the rights to do auditing on par with accountants. In 2013, it got partially reflected, but not fully. That is why now there is a growing chorus. Everybody is really believing and eagerly waiting. This 2025 direct tax code would be really addressing it. And that is why you are eagerly looking forward. And you have also started, this is a pressure group starting from Chennai across India, are going to do it the whole of January. And the current president and the very eminent Narasimhan sir is also here. And I hope and pray that he will get a good farewell gift on February 1, 2025, where on the direct tax code, you will get the CS on par with cost accountants, on par with the company accountants, so that all of you can do accounting, because country is growing and very few people can't handle that load. SMEs have to grow. That is why I wanted to put this in perspective. 13.68% growth means everybody has to fight. The second part, with a lot of humility, I want to present before you is the concept of ethics. Great companies are great because we chose to put ethics as the front of everything they do. I have this very favorite story of Starbucks. Starbucks is this famous coffee company where we all buy coffee. And 2 years back, there was an incident in a Starbucks company in the west coast of US. A guy went there, he ordered a cup of coffee, and typical of a coffee company, they want to ask, if I go there, my name is Annamalai, I say Anna. They write my name Anna. They say, once my Americano is ready, they call Anna. But in this case, when a colored gentleman ordered his coffee, in the coffee cup, his name was written as Blackie. Somebody, the barista wrote it as Blackie. Lot of furore, they mentioned that, how can somebody write a Blackie? People are not respecting somebody's color, skin color. What Starbucks chose to do post that is a lesson for all. Starbucks did not fire that barista. Starbucks did not close that store. Starbucks said, I am closing my store across the world, every single store for half a day. All my baristas would undergo a training for 3 hours on respecting people of different abilities, respecting people of different color. And that is a listed company. Just imagine the revenue, 365 divided by 2, that much revenue a company has chosen to forgone for half a day by closing its office. Because it put ethics above its revenue on that particular day. That is why some companies are great. Now there is a growing concern in our country, the fast pace of growth, the startups, and Baiju being a classic example, a poster buy of startup which was valued at multiple billion. And now serious concern being raised about the money that is mobilized, the money that is spent, and the questions raised by the US regulators at different parts of the world. I thought with a lot of humility, I would like to present this before you, because you are the people in different parts in the company, seriously advising the board right up to the chairman and the people who run the daily operations. I only hope and pray that we seriously put ethics as the front of everything. Because to become a $55 trillion company, we need at least 4 or 5 big behemoths, like the Googles, like the Alphabets, like the Nvidias. Each of this company traded $3 trillion. Nvidia is about 3.1, Alphabet is about 2.76 trillion, all big companies. So India needs big companies. There is no question about it. Other political parties, my friends from the opposition side, can keep hitting at certain corporate companies, but India needs big corporate companies, no question. But India needs every single company or every single MSME that puts ethics at the front, where the accountancy is brilliant, no more Satyam kind of fraud happens, and no more Baiju kind of things comes in the newspaper, because it puts the growth of a country in serious credibility. And India is also attracting FDI from a lot of other foreign players. There are the pension funds, there are investment funds, which puts ethics as the front of everything. So you are in that very important pivotal position. So that is, I thought, as a brother to you, maybe as a son to some of you here, that you will choose to advise them. Even a slow growth is okay, but it should be an ethical growth. This is something I thought that I should tell this August gathering, so that wherever you go, I'm sure you're very ethical. I'm sure you're advising people to be ethical, but the next level of growth story has to have ethics as the base, because we don't want the economy to crumble by some allegations or somebody coming after us at some point of time. And also it is a great sign that India is also having close to 220,000 people in the last income tax filing who have got more than 1 crore taxable income. 220,000 people with a taxable income of more than 1 crore. This is 5 times increase over the last 10 years, 2014 and 2024. 5 times the people who has got a taxable income of 1 crore has gone up. And last 1 lakh has joined in the last 3 years. From 1,20,000, we have jumped to 2,20,000 only in the last 3 years. And as usual, there are some states which are big performers. Maharashtra has got 1,24,800 crorepati taxpayers. Uttar Pradesh has got 24,050 crorepati taxpayers. Delhi has got 20,500. Madhya Pradesh has got 8,666 crorepati taxpayers. Tamil Nadu has got 6,288. It's a cause of concern, which I keep addressing at multiple forums, that the growth of Tamil Nadu is decelerating. This is one more sign where a state like Maharashtra is able to have 1,24,800 crorepati taxpayers. At the same time, Tamil Nadu is having 6,288 and being at the 5th position in our country. So this is very important. I always believe people should get rich. I always believe the rich people should give more. I always believe by taxing people who have more money, we can lift our brothers and sisters who do not have necessarily the opportunity to grow up in life. Recently, I saw OECD survey, the Organization of Economic Cooperation and Development, which is a grouping of the rich countries of the world. It said, a guy who's born in India, who's in the last 25 percentile of the national income. So if we divide the national income into 4 categories, 0 to 25%, 26 to 50%, 51 to 75%, 76 to 80%, the rich class, the number of people. If a child is born in the lower percentile, who's the 0 to 25% income category in a country, for him to move to the 3rd percentile, 3rd quartile, for that child who is born in the 0 to 25% category, for the child to move to 51 to 75% category, it takes 7 generations. South Africa is 2.5 generation, Finland is 2 generation, US is 3.5 generation. You have to understand, for the person who's coming from the rock bottom and slowly climbing in that economic ladder, even a small disease will take back that family by 1 generation. Cancer, somebody has got a cancer, 1 generation gone. The primary breadwinner of the family met with an accident, died, 1 generation gone. Somebody is just unlucky, fired from a job, 1 generation is gone. So with a lot of humility, at one end we celebrate the people who pay more tax, we celebrate the crorepati taxpayers. We are so happy that 10 crore people are paying tax in the country. At the same time, we got to be very, very conscious of the fact, in this country, not everybody is lucky. There is not a level playing field for everybody. Somebody born there, it takes 7 generations for him to jump. Only with economic growth, we can shorten that 7 generation to 5 generation. We can shorten it to 3. We can shorten it to 1. It is absolutely possible over the next 23 years. If you look at it in a very positive way, we can do it. We will do it. China being a great example. Now our population has just risen over China, 142 crore now. Possibly will top at 164 crore by 2050. After 164 crore, we may start hitting back. But the beauty of it is, China's population, when it was at 137 crore a few years back, the number of people who worked in China was at 91 crore. Meaning out of 137 crore population, China had 91 crore people who are working. That is a single instance of a country having 91 crore people at any point of time, at a single time working. So we expect probably when we hit 155, 157 crore, we might be at 94, 95 crore of our country who are working between the ages of 18 to 60. So that is a great sign for our country. So 100% growth will come because the demography is there. 100% will go to the next orbit because the signs are there, the infrastructure is there. The only thing is we need good people to guide, good leaders present at multiple levels, be it in politics, be it in economics, be it in, like sir who's sitting here, who's going to guide all the very important people in our country. And more importantly, people like you who are going to sit in very eminent positions in a company going to guide them. So with this, I will not take much of your time. I really respect all of you have come here, and thank you so much for invitation, sir. And the starting point of a year is always very special. Just like the early sunrise that happens when the first rays of sun comes, that is the time we all feel so happy. The morning is always a happy time for us. Just like the first few days of a new year is always a happy time, because it gives a positive spirit to us, can-do attitude to us. We don't carry the negativities of the past year. We just believe everything is possible. So I hope and pray 2025 may be a blessed year for all of you, professionally, personally. Let a lot of good things happen to you with a lot of good spirits. You please unlock the animal spirit of this country for the growth, for the next level of trajectory, so that somebody born in the bottom 25% need not wait for 7 generations to climb up the economic ladder. That is in all of our hands. We'll make it happen. I also thank my colleagues who have come here, the senior leaders of my party who have come here, and all the eminent members who have come here. Thank you so much for the invite. Wish you a happy new year again. Thank you so much. God bless you all.